Welcome everyone. I am so pumped to get into today's explainer with you. We're doing a real deep dive into a massive digital phenomenon that is literally reshaping entertainment right before our eyes. We're talking about the incredible world of localized, culturally resonant animation. You know, this isn't just about Saturday morning cartoons. It's a rapidly growing subculture pulling in millions of eyeballs and, frankly, outperforming traditional media every single day. By looking at the raw data, the recurring themes, and the mechanics of one specific case study, we're going to see exactly how digital virality is engineered today.
Okay, let's dive into this staggering figure. 32,213,649. Yep, that is the total number of views on just one single animated upload called Indian Middle Class Family Problems and Fights. Just think about the sheer volume of that attention for a second. That's literally the population of a medium-sized country tuning in to watch one piece of animated content. It immediately tells us we're not dealing with some niche hobby project here. No way. We're looking at a mainstream, cultural heavy hitter that has struck a profound chord with its audience.
But, views alone really don't tell the whole story. Over 551,000 likes on that exact same upload, now that provides a crucial piece of the puzzle. It proves we aren't just looking at passive viewing or people clicking and instantly bouncing away. This represents active, enthusiastic validation. Over 500,000 people didn't just watch, they felt so compelled that they physically hit the like button, basically saying, yes, I agree with this, or yes, this is hilarious. It's a highly resonant piece of content that builds an immediate, powerful bond with the viewer.
Which naturally brings us to the most important question of this explainer. What exactly drives this massive, localized virality? I mean, how does a relatively simple animation about middle-class family squabbles explode into a total internet sensation? Well, to figure that out, we need to move past the raw numbers. We've got to dig into the specific mechanics, the community engagement, and really, the cultural triggers that act as absolute rocket fuel for this kind of explosive growth.
Section 1. The Creator. Hard Tunes.
To wrap our heads around this viral success, we have to look at the mastermind behind it all, Hard Tunes. These guys are absolute pioneers in localized digital storytelling, and trust me, their success is no one-off fluke. They command a dedicated audience base of 4.54 million subscribers. They haven't just captured lightning in a bottle once, they've built a massive, loyal community that actively anticipates their next release. They're practically acting as their own independent broadcasting network at this point.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is exactly how the creator interacts with that massive audience. Buried deep within the description metadata of the video, we find this direct appeal, originally written in Hindi, which translates to, "Please support us in taking this beloved video project forward." It gives the raw data a distinctly human voice, doesn't it? Hard Tunes isn't talking down to their audience like a faceless corporation. They're speaking to them like friends asking for a favor. That warm, highly conversational, localized community management is a massive driver of their algorithmic success.
Section 2. The appeal of relatability. All right, so a strong community needs an engine, and that engine is the storytelling itself. But the secret weapon here isn't high-budget Hollywood action or crazy sci-fi worlds. It's absolute, unfiltered relatability. When we break down the specific themes across their uploads, a crystal-clear pattern pops up. We see millions of views consistently attached to topics like middle-class families, sibling stories, tuition classes, scary Indian high schools, and Indian weddings. By leaning so hard into these hyperlocal daily life struggles, creators basically guarantee resonance. Think about it. When viewers see their own highly specific, lived experiences reflected back at them in a funny, animated format, the urge to watch and share becomes practically irresistible.
Let's move to and see how this builds in Section 3, fueling growth through shorts.
So how exactly does a video build into an unstoppable algorithmic loop? How does an upload from over a year ago just keep circulating indefinitely? Well, the source data reveals that there are currently 576 user-generated shorts directly remixing this single Hard Tunes animation. Just think about that for a second. 576 completely separate, bite-sized vertical clips. And they weren't created by Hard Tunes themselves. They were made by their fans. The platform's tools let users easily isolate their favorite funny moments and republish them to entirely new audiences.
And this brilliantly illustrates the sheer power of that remix culture. We can see fans taking highly specific micro-moments like a joke about uninvited relatives or a quick comedic zombie reference and generating tens of thousands of entirely new views. It's wild.
These fractured, bite-sized comedic moments act like an army of free, automated marketers, because each and every one of these shorts points the algorithm right back to the original source, creating a self-sustaining cycle of traffic that literally never sleeps.
Section 4. The Indian Animation Ecosystem.
To truly grasp the impact of this, we've got to zoom out a bit, because Hardtoons is just one titan in a much, much larger landscape. Just look at these comparisons. You have Hardtoons pulling in 32 million views for their family comedy. Then you have another creator, Not Your Type, generating 31 million views with a piece purely about exams. And then you have massive crossover hits like Ashish Kenchalani's Tuition Classes, sitting at a breathtaking 185 million views. I mean, numbers like these rival and often totally eclipse traditional network television viewership. It represents a massive shift in exactly where and how the youth demographic is choosing to be entertained.
So the crucial point is that this localized animation style is so powerful and commands such a vast demographic that major global corporations are absolutely taking notice. We are seeing massive brand crossovers actively utilizing this exact format. The data shows Hardtoons collaborating directly with the global gaming giant Free Fire India to the tune of 14 million views. We see the creator Not Your Type partnering up with Netflix India for a massive 21 million view crossover. These global brands get it. To capture this market, they can't just run boring traditional ads. They have to speak the language of the ecosystem. They absolutely have to embrace this relatable, localized animation format.
Which brings us to our final thought. As this highly relatable native language format continues to capture hundreds of millions of views and attracts the biggest corporate sponsors on the planet, what does this actually mean for the future of digital entertainment? We are watching the active disruption of traditional media led by independent creators who understand one fundamental truth. The most powerful special effect isn't some crazy multi-million-dollar budget. It's simply showing the audience a reflection of their own daily lives. I highly encourage you to keep a close eye on this space because it's only going to grow from here. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer.